Hi guys, I'm Jen of LuLaRoe Jen Darrow. Thanks for coming to watch my video. I want to talk a little bit today about LuLaRoe and different ways you can survive being in the queue. I don't know about you, but I am just so excited ever since signing up to be a LuLaRoe fashion consultant, and I want to get out there and start sharing my love of LuLaRoe. But of course I've got to do my queue wait time. So I have been studying up on things that I can do to make my business work and ways that I can share the LuLaRoe culture. And I want to share those things with you so that you can be proactive in things to do, things to learn while you have this really wonderful wait time, honestly. It's really nice to have this time when you can start really planning your business, figuring out different aspects of it, how you want to display things, how you want to sell your LuLaRoe, and how you want to set up your storage space, and if you're gonna have a little boutique in your home or somewhere else, that sort of thing. So let me start off by telling you about my why. I had a horrible experience at a really well-known department store. I went in to buy some jeans, and I'm a plus size gal, so it's always a bit of a hard time to try to find things that fit me comfortably and just to find things in my size. But this was just jeans. I just needed some for my other job. So I went into this store, found a couple of things on the clearance rack that was in the misses section, but then wanted to find some other options in my size, and there just weren't more in the misses section, so I wanted to go find the women's section where they carried the plus size clothes. I kid you not, I spent 15 minutes trying to find my section, and it was so confusing and embarrassing. I could have asked somebody, sure, but in my mind I kept thinking, I know they have to have a women's section, they sell larger sizes, where is it? So I kept looking, finally found this little tiny cubby between like little boys' clothes and the sleepwear that had a very few racks of things in my sizes, and I found a couple of things to try on, but honestly at that point I was feeling so body shamed and embarrassed, and my emotions were all just a jumble, and I knew it was best for me to just leave. And it was shortly after that horrible experience that I found out about LuLaRoe. Now, no, they don't have jeans, so I didn't get jeans from LuLaRoe, but I did decide, I'll try out some leggings, because everybody's raving about them. Oh my goodness, I put them on and they fit me, and they were so buttery soft, and they were this really fun green pattern, and green is my favorite color, if you hadn't noticed. And I fell in love right then and there with how they felt. And then a couple of friends were starting their own LuLaRoe businesses, and I got to go to the launch party of one of those gals and try on some of the wonderful dresses and skirts and shirts. Oh my goodness, I put on this green Carly that I'm wearing. I put it on in the room that she had set aside for us to try clothes on. I almost started crying. I teared up because I felt pretty. I usually feel like a fat person in a pretty dress, honestly. That's why I don't wear dresses very often. But I put this Carly on, and it was a feeling of, oh my gosh, I look pretty. And it made me feel all lit up from inside, to look at myself and see myself in the mirror that way. And I believe that every woman is beautiful, and I want every woman to have that I feel pretty moment. And I really believe that with the wide variety of sizes and styles and patterns and colors that LuLaRoe provides, that every woman can have that moment. And so that's my why. I want to be there for you for that I feel pretty moment. So you're thinking about doing a LuLaRoe business, I'm assuming, since you're watching this video. I would suggest, first of all, really look into it and research it hard and ask some people questions before you go ahead and decide to jump in. Because you really want to get into any business that you're gonna do heart and soul. You need to be ready to put 100% into it, 110%. You need to be ready to work it as a business. Sure, you can work it as a hobby if you want a part-time job, you need a little something to help make ends meet, that sort of thing. But if you really want to make the most of it, you need to ask yourself if you're ready to make it a full-time business and work it that way. So if you decide that you think LuLaRoe is for you, then the things to do while you're in the queue, there are so many of them. I mean, all you have to do is search on Google or YouTube for things to do while you're in the queue. You can find lots of them. I'm going to tell you the things that I have found that I needed to do, and you can kind of go from there. So the first thing I suggest is, if you're going to sign up, go ahead and create a bank account. I set up a savings and a checking and added a Visa on to those accounts because I want to be able to keep my business expenses completely separate from my personal expenses. Yes, I have my list. I am a list maker, so don't mind me if you see me looking down. Okay, second, I would recommend researching to see if you're going to need a business license in the county or city where you live. Also, in California, you need to find out if you need to register with the Board of Equalization, and in other states, you should look into whether you need to register your business with the state as well. Also, consider business insurance, because likely enough, your home insurance and your renter's insurance, those are not going to cover your business inventory. So a lot of insurance companies have something that's as simple as a business add-on rider that you can just have added onto your policy. And the figures that I have seen are around $25 or $30. So it's not a huge amount. And it's definitely worth it to protect your inventory because it's an investment. All right. Next, you're going to want to start considering how you want to sell your items. Are you going to do Facebook albums? Are you going to do Facebook Live or Periscope? Are you going to do in-person pop-ups or events? For each of those, you want to start looking into, okay, how do I do that? Do I have the right equipment for it? You know, if you're going to do album sales in Facebook, you're going to probably want some kind of a photography setup. Maybe a lighting kit or just the lights in your room, but you know, trying to make sure that the area is bright enough so that people can see your product really well. You're going to want to consider, do you want to photograph your items on hangers? Do you want a mannequin or dress form? Do you want both? What do you want to use as your backdrop? All of those will play a part in how you present what you have. And you also will want to consider how you're going to put your sizing information on the picture. Is that going to be something that you Photoshop or photo edit in to your pictures? Is that going to be some kind of sign that you have next to the item in the photo? That's something to consider. And again, I recommend you just research. Go through Facebook, join some different LuLaRoe consultants groups and see how they are doing things. Check out some of the multi-sale Facebook groups. There are lots of different photos in those groups, and you can pick out what you do and don't like in each of those, and it really helps you determine what your style is going to be. I don't think there's any one right or wrong style per se. It's just each person's little bit of personality coming out in what they do. And different shoppers like different things. So figure out what you like, what you want to do, and what's going to work for you. Okay, next, start making a list of supplies. I will include at the end of this video a list of the supplies that I have been checking out and the different things that I think are worthwhile to have. But again, this is another one where there are lots of lists that people have made on things that they think are essential for their business and the different supplies that they want. Check all of those out, compare them with your list. If there's stuff that they have that you don't have on your list, maybe you add it, maybe you don't. It depends on how you want to run your business, but it's always great to see the different options. Okay, always an important one, learn. On the Q Club call this past week, Jordan Brady was saying, he was quoting, "Be a learn-it-all, not a know-it-all." LuLaRoe really stresses the idea of learning all you can. Be a sponge. Just soak up everything that you can about LuLaRoe culture. Read The Go-Giver. Read The Power of TED. These are both books that really go right alongside with the culture that is LuLaRoe. You want to focus on blessing others and giving to others, and in turn, that's going to really broaden and deepen the relationships you have with your customers, because that is what is going to make you successful. They won't necessarily buy what you're selling because of the clothes. I mean, they're great, but what they're really going to be buying is you and what you believe in and what you can give them. So be genuine and just be a giver, be a blessing in other people's lives. Okay, other ways to learn, go to LuLaRoe Fashion Fundamentals. It's a fantastic tool that we have to us once we're in the queue, and you can get in there and there are videos, there are transcripts from meetings, there are tutorials, there's all sorts of good information in there. Fashion Fundamentals. Also, your sponsor is an awesome wealth of knowledge. Ask questions. If there's a question that you're thinking of, ask your sponsor. If they can't help you, ask their sponsor. Just go up the line. There's gonna be somebody who can answer your questions for you. We're all here for each other, and I mean, your sponsor is gonna want to help you. So anything that they can do for you, they're gonna love that you're asking them questions. And if they don't, they'll tell you so. Also, a great source of information is in different QB Facebook groups. Ask your sponsor, again, talk to your sponsor, but more than likely, your team will have a Facebook group, at least one, for folks who are in the queue. That's another great place where other people are asking questions too, and a lot of times you can get your questions answered as well. And there are a lot of files and videos and all of that sort of stuff. This is a great training resource. And it's also just a fun place to share your excitement and your questions and your comments with other people who are in exactly the same boat as you. I've loved the Cube groups that I am in. They've been great sources of support and friendship already. All right, a couple more things that I suggest that you figure out before you get that wonderful onboarding call. Oh, I'm waiting for mine. It should be in the next couple of weeks, and I'm so excited. But a couple more things to figure out is how you want to track your finances and your inventory. There are a lot of great tools for this. Again, you know, Google, your Facebook groups, your sponsor, all of those are going to have some great ideas. There are easy peasy spreadsheets. There are Google spreadsheets, there's Shop the Row, there's Row With Me, there's, anyway, you get the idea. There are a lot of different ways that you can handle these things. Start asking people questions, start reading up on each possibility, and figure out what you think is going to work best for you. And again, this is one where your sponsor will probably have some ideas of what's working for them, and it could be nice, especially if they live near you, they may be able to give you some hands-on training with those things. So ask your sponsor, ask your Facebook groups, all of that sort of stuff. Okay, another one that's pretty much exactly the same as what I was talking about as far as who to talk to and where to research, but check out what you want to do as far as shipping. Because if you're doing any kind of online sales at all, you're going to need to ship things. So, you know, again, shipping easy, stamps.com, just going to the post office, what are you gonna do? Start thinking about it now, because the more thinking you do ahead of time while you've got this wonderful waiting period, the more prepared you'll be and the calmer things will be when everything hits the ground running and boom, you've got inventory, you've got a business. So start thinking now. So that's about it. I'm gonna wrap it up by just saying, if you're already signed up, welcome to the queue. And I look forward to being your Lula sister, or you know, just maybe even just an inspiration. The more that I can help others, the happier I'm gonna be. So please feel free to contact me. My contact information will be below, and you know, or even just say hi. But yeah, I'm here to answer questions, to help you out, to encourage you, to inspire you. If there are other things that have helped you, let me know. As you can tell, I love to learn about all of this, and I really want to think things out and be prepared when I get that call. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.